Hi everyone, in today's video we're going to be looking at my strategy for lending and borrowing. I'm going to touch on this a bit more and I'm going to look at potentially building out a new position here. So with that in mind, what we're going to do quickly is jump over and claim my Aero tokens and just update the lending and borrowing section. So you can see here my current wallet account address. I hold no Aero tokens in it at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to claim the rewards here and pretty much build out a position. So again, we're claiming all our Aero tokens, and next we're going to claim obviously this position, and just we'll quickly check to see has this been updated yet. Not yet, so we need to check. I need to just check and see how much actually Aero tokens I claimed that time to update my own documents. So 94 euros or $94. So yeah, so what we're going to do now is we're going to jump over to Moonwell, and this is pretty much who I supply with. So what we're going to do is we're going to supply our Aero tokens. We're getting 24% for supplying them, which is a decent percentage in fairness for just supplying tokens. It can jump between the low 20s to the mid 30%. So there is a big demand for it. I know we could use other platforms like XtraFi, but I find most of the time with that it's very hard to actually the liquidity there to do anything with it. So I don't think there's a major difference in the percentages either. So what we're doing for the time being, we'll just stick with Moonwell for the strategy. And as I said, in crypto, you constantly need to check around for different percentages. Pretty much waiting for that to go into it. So that's in it there now. It's showing up there. We have 885 Aero, which is roughly $739 of rewards have been generated. And again, they've all been generated from the few positions that I'm in. So, and since I started tracking this, you know, there has been decent rewards from it. So with that in mind, what you do next is we jump back over to VFAT. Again, I just use VFAT to kind of check the different positions. I know you can do it through Aerodrome as well, but for this purpose, we're sticking with this. What I want to do then is just checking stablecoin pairs, and we'll keep on base chain for the time being. Actually, we'll look around and see. So at the moment, based on TVL, you can see here the DOLA and USDC stablecoin pool is offering 23%. I know they have more, so some of these now are going to be on real high. So DOLA and Zun USD, I'm not 100% sure on that one. However, we do have a decent enough on the Chi and the DAI token here, stablecoin pair on Optimism, which is offering 34%. And we had another one, it's down here, it's 23%, so it's USD Plus and my stablecoin token as well, which is 23%. Now, in this scenario, the next big thing is to decide what's the best way to do it. I know I could go for obviously the high ones, but in this scenario, if I was to put it into this one, I can send Ethereum if I have Ethereum, and it'll break it down into two positions. The problem with that is if I borrow Ethereum, it means I have to repay back Ethereum. So if we jump back over here to the borrow section, we can see here the percentages. So at the moment, you can borrow USDC for 1.7%, which is really low. Obviously, if we were to borrow Ethereum right now, we're actually getting paid to borrow. So in theory, the more you borrow, the more they'll actually pay you to borrow, because the interest rate or the APY is minus. Again, here with the Coinbase staked Ethereum, we can do something similar. Again, negative again. So this pretty much means it's going to pay us to borrow. So not only are we getting paid to supply, we can actually get an additional 2% for just borrowing staked Ethereum. So if we look at VFAT again, so Coinbase ETH we're looking for, and what we'll do is we'll go to the farms, reset this, and look for CB ETH positions. Now you can see here the positions at the moment for this. So we can get 30% additional yield on this for Wrapped ETH and Coinbase ETH. Now this is potentially a really good pool to be in. And same here, we have another one, CB ETH and Wrapped ETH again. This is the concentrated version of it. So, but it still should be very little actually impermanent loss in that again, because it's your ETH and your Coinbase ETH, so they're backed equally. So this might be a better position to look at. Maybe one of these, maybe this Wrapped ETH and CB ETH. Now again, as I said, I'm not putting it into it at this moment. I'm just showing the position, the opportunities here for it. So let's say we assume we take this position, 650,000 in the TVL. Obviously the rest of the TVLs are a bit lower. We have this one was 8 million. We could put it into that. It'd be super safe for the lending part. So what we'll do actually in this scenario, we'll use this. So the CB ETH and at 19%. So again, if I'm doing it here, and this is pretty much where then the opportunity comes. So because of that, we can borrow the CB ETH. So safely I can borrow 50% of it. So what we can do is just assume again it's $350. We can deposit roughly $350 there, just to give us an idea of how much we actually would earn from it. So you can see there, this position then has started to grow. Now, obviously 18 cents is not a lot, but you have to remember the position we're going to be in here, and I'll zoom in a bit more so you can everyone see it, is the position here is going to be very little risk to us, with the exception of the loan. That's the key thing to remember here. So what I've done now is I've used my Aero tokens, claimed my Aero tokens. Now, yes, you can sell it for ETH if you wanted it, but as I said, I'm trying to earn as much as we can. So I've claimed my Aero tokens. I've deposited them into Moonwell, which I haven't included in the APY. So because it's, I think it is 30% APY, and so technically we're at nearly 30 or 25 to 30% APY for the lending and borrowing side of this. And you can see here the base APY is +1, and then obviously with the well token rewards is -3, so it's giving us a total APY of the negative. So in theory we're around 25 to 30% APY for the borrowing and lending side. And not only that, now we've also came along and used our position to borrow the ETH, and now have increased our overall yield. So it's 18 cents a day coming in. So all it takes is eventually to keep growing your bags. And the prime example of this for me in this scenario is the Tango position that I have on Fantom. It's a bag that I've grown and grown and grown, and I've claimed from it, took rewards out, and still managed to grow it. But like, you can see how quickly things will start to change if you're up around, obviously you get to 35,000. You know, it's a lot of money, but the thing about it is it's money that has very, I don't want to keep saying very little risk in it, because obviously crypto is risky still anyway, but you're in a position here that the loan is the big thing. So obviously for in this scenario we have to keep an eye on the Aero token, because if Aero drops drastically really quickly, you're in a position then that things can go bad very quickly. You could be liquidated and lose your position. However, if the markets continue what they're doing, we could eventually be using that position, the rewards here, to paying off your loan. Again, it's something that I've done already with the Tango position. I borrowed, I think, maybe $2,000 from my Bitcoin and other tokens I had as collateral. I borrowed the $2,000, put it into that, and pretty much have used the 70%, 50% of the rewards from that each week to pay off my loan. And now, as I said, the position is free because the loan is paid off. And I said that's the key strategy here. So yeah, look, if you like this type of content, make sure you follow me. I cover a lot of this regularly. This is the kind of mindset that I go through with different things. Trying to get the most bang for your few pound that you have in it, and stretching it. Sometimes it might be stretched a bit thin, but the aim here is to try and grow your bags without necessarily pumping money, fresh capital into it every single week. And for me, I haven't put fresh capital into crypto for the last maybe year, 2 years. So, you just have to keep growing and persist with small daily amounts if you can, and have some sort of strategy and plan in place. So look, we leave it there for today's video. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope everyone has a great day. Thank you.